I'm just going to hop right into it and share with you one of the best looking products that I have found in a long time. And that would be this. I think this is one of the most innovative products of our time. And I didn't know Steve Jobs was still alive, but this guy is him somehow. And there's so much going on here. So basically it's a CD player on his head. And then it goes to these headphones, as you can see.
I made these headphones, and if you look closely, you'll notice there's something unusual about them. That's because they contain a fully integrated CD player. They also contain a multifunctional remote control, self-powered battery in the back, storage for one jewel case, and about 20 CDs on these spindles. And when you wear these headphones, you can finally listen to your favorite music on the go.
All right, William, if you could get his contact info, we need to review these as soon as possible. All right, let's move on. That was my favorite one. Next, let's see here. Top 5 features coming to Apple Watch. Satellite connectivity, bigger display. Again? Okay, just slimming down the bezels. Again. 5G. Faster S11 chip, of course. And then I did hear blood pressure monitoring? What's the one that they took away? Is it like SpO2 monitoring or something? I heard that it's coming back, which is interesting. So I really want, if they come out with a Apple Watch Ultra 3, I really want an Ultra again. I'll tell the story. I went to a conference, and this was like November of 2022 or October, and I didn't really want an Apple Watch Ultra. In fact, I had like the Series 4 and I was really happy with it. But I went to this conference, and first thing that happened was the first day I made friends with these guys from Media Radar. Doesn't really matter, but they had this thing at their booth. It was like a box with a lock on it, and then they had this big basket of keys, and you reached in and just grabbed whatever key and you see if it would unlock the basket or whatever, the box. And I was the first person that day, the first person at that conference to grab a key, and it worked, and it unlocked the box, and I got $1,000. So, what are the odds of that? The second day, there was a company, I don't remember what company it was. They had this big game of Operation set up at their booth, and I did it all, and I succeeded, and all the winners went into a hat. And I think this later on that day, or maybe it was the third day, I don't remember, I was eating lunch. This was in New York City, by the way, so I was having the time of my life. Street photography, all this kind of stuff, and just loving my life, and eating lunch at this cool restaurant in New York City, just like a block over from the Apple Store, 5th Avenue. And I get an email from the company saying that I had won that drawing to get an Apple Watch Ultra, which is like just a few weeks after they were even released. So I literally hopped in an Uber and sprinted back and picked it up, and I unboxed it there in my hotel room. And I made a video called Apple Watch Ultra from a guy who didn't want one. And that was one of the videos that helped launch us into this tech space. So I have a special place in my heart for the Apple Watch Ultra. I ended up selling it and getting the Series 7. But now that we have this channel and it's going well and it's a nice little business and we have a little bit of a budget to buy some tech that we like and review it, I think I'm going to pick up the Ultra 3 if it comes out. And if not, then definitely going to get the latest Apple Watch Series 11. I still have a theory that they're going to call it Apple Watch 26, iPhone 26 as well. Love my Ultra 2. Yeah, Ben got an Ultra 2 to try being more intentional with his time and use it as a phone, kind of like a dumb phone situation, which would also be a lot of fun to try and do that for this channel as well. So maybe I'll get the cellular one That's not a bad idea. Or I think all the Ultras are cellular, right? Correct? Don't remember. Anyway, so I'm going to be picking one up. I'm excited. Man, yeah, the chat is so much faster. I don't have to wait for 5 minutes for you guys to answer me. So I guess Nothing came out with a battery pack. That, of course, looks very nothing. I didn't actually look into this. Working on one? Okay, is this not real? This is just like a render or something? Oh, and they said they'd bring back the glyph interface, which will be interesting if it acts as like a battery pack, but also, since it will be covering up your phone, I guess they want to still have those glyphs be able to come through. Or maybe these glyphs just show like battery level and stuff. I don't know. I want to get the Ultra 3 specifically to be able to not use my phone or go on a run without the phone. Tried the Light Phone 3 and just didn't work with my life. Yeah, hello, Jeff. Oh, I didn't even show you guys what I'm looking at. Jeff, thanks for hopping in. Yeah, man. Light Phone 3 is interesting and not for everyone, but I'm there with you, man. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah, Jeff, thanks. And thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. I think, it's hard to have a dumb phone, especially like for me, wife and kids, family. It's hard. Like, it's good to be more present with them and only be able to be reached with like phone calls and texts. But then like I want to take pictures of my kids, or like I need to look up something really quick for my wife, and then it's automatically like loses its value to me. Yeah, dude, I like the idea of going on a walk, especially since I'm like so in this YouTube stuff, to be able to like just not like switch over to a dumb phone, but just leave my phone behind and still be able to be reached. I think there's like really cool value in that. And it would force me, like I'm going to go on a walk and not take my phone, and I am forced to not be checking emails and not be looking at YouTube's comments and stuff like that. So I want to try that out. So Jeff, would you be interested in me doing a video on that? I feel like my audience here is very interested in stuff like that. And Ben and William, kind of going back to that, I don't know, that could be what we lean into. So I wanted to show this really quick. So this is the apparent Nothing phone power bank. It says designer is this person or these people. So I don't know if this is real or not, but it would be kind of cool. Definitely fits the vibe. And the idea of bringing the glyphs back is pretty interesting. Look at that. All the different versions, I guess, they could make. Have you guys seen, what are those clocks called? Analog clock, I can't spell, clock that is made up of clocks. I want one of these so bad. Is it this? Yeah. They're so expensive. But look at this thing. It's literally like a display that tells the time, and the way that it makes up the time is with clocks. I love this so much. All right, Jeff. Oh, wow, you guys are really popping off. Good. That's the main feature I really care about. The thought of going to run errands with my kids without taking my phone sounds glorious. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing though, is like with kids, I need my camera on me. Like the amount that my wife loves photos and videos, and I do too, but like a way for me to love my wife is to take photos and videos of my kids. So like the thought of not having a device that can't take good photos, or live photos specifically, oh, that's it. But the idea of like me being at work and going on a walk where I just need to be reached by my wife or friends or whatever, I like that idea. And I've been thinking more like as things start to settle and we get into a good rhythm here on the channel with the team and our process and everything, I want to start like taking more time to like go work out and stuff. And so this could be a great way to... I don't know why $11,000. I guess it's kind of like the Vesta board, which is only like $3,000. There's just so many moving parts. It can break. It's hard to create. Now this company is crazy though. They'll like go to trade shows and they'll make one that has like 1,000. Let's see. Is this even? I don't even think this is the right. Oh, human since 1982. This is the company itself. They will come to like a trade show or like put on an art show and have like a whole entire wall made with this, and like it'll create all these crazy designs like you can see here, and then it'll just like whoop, and there's the time. It's so cool. Paired up with the AirPods just in case you need to take personal call. Yeah, that's good too. Nothing stuff is so cool. Zach, I agree. Where is the Nothing phone? Oh, it's charging. Why do I keep loving to just flash it? So sick. I wish I lived a life where I could use that. Welcome, Zach. It's good to see you. Take your camera. I know. I enjoy the camera in iPhone 3, but having the 2 numbers, yeah. The 2 number thing. That's just going to be my world because of what we do here. Like when the Pixel phone comes out, which I'm sure we'll talk about today. I'm just going to have like 2 phones in my pocket at all time with 2 different numbers, which is whatever. I tried the iPhone 2 for a bit, and outside of the fact that it was so annoying to text, yeah. Having 2 numbers and trying to explain that to people was a lot. Ben, do you... Sometimes I just send stuff to Ben because he wants to try it out. Ben, do you want to try the iPhone 3? I don't really have a need to keep it around the studio right now. If you want to try it out for a bit, you can just swap your SIM card out. Anyway, these guys are really, really interesting, and I want them to just send me one. But I think I reached out to them, and they were like, no, which is fine. Makes sense to me. All right. What is this? Have you guys seen that, like, I think the iPhone 17 Pro was leaked? Let's go to Instagram. I love how it always goes to Double Oak Essentials. Where's all your... Oh, it might not even... I don't know if it'll still be on his. Yep. Here you go. How do I pause it? So I saw a few creators post this, and they were all like, don't ask me how I know, but this is the real one. Which, like, we've seen this design. If this is in fact it, there's really nothing new here. But I feel like since Pixel just went ahead and said, like, here's the Pixel 10 before their event even happened, Apple was like, we should try that. Jeff, I'd love to have 2 phones, but can't justify it not doing tech reviews. I know, man. I know. Dude, I really don't like the look of this phone. Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. That didn't work, did it? I don't know, man. I feel like part of me thinks they're trying to, one, stretch this over so they can have the telescopic lens in this bulging section. The other one is if they do a triple camera setup and try to go the Pixel route by having like the bar instead of like the weird thing, make it a little more symmetrical. This is apparently going to be like glass for some reason. So better wireless charging maybe? I also have heard with the iPhone 17 Air, the battery's not going to be so great. So they're coming back out with those like battery cases and battery products. So maybe they're trying to make the battery thing fit perfectly in that space. Very Apple-esque of them. And then it would be able to charge a little bit better. Who knows? Yeah, this is the phone I am least excited for of the lineup this year. Most excited for the Air, like the really thin one. I think that will probably be my daily driver. But I'm planning on buying the Pro and the Air. Honestly, I think the base model iPhones look fantastic. I think the iPhone 16e is the best looking iPhone right now. But that's why I'm excited for the Air as well, because it only has one camera as well on the back. But curious to hear your thoughts. Feels like Tim Cook is sort of running out of the clock of his tenure. Yeah. The lack of trying new things. Yeah. Yeah, air would be the way to go. So I don't know. I mean, Tim, there's like one of the people who shows up on all like the keynotes. I mean, there's like 1,000 now. There used to be like 3, and now it's like every part of Apple has a spokesperson, and they're all like so good at speaking on camera. It's kind of insane. I know people don't think it's gonna be Craig. They think it's gonna be that young guy that does like the Apple Watch stuff. Apple Watch guy. This isn't great. I don't know their names. Where is he? Apple Watch keynote guy. I don't know, dude. He's like I think he does the Apple Watch. Apparently he's more likely to be in line. Craig would be sick. They would just start making iPhones with like big swooshy hair on top of them. That would be his design. I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting when Tim leaves, because it will be the second step away from Steve, I guess, that we get, which is funny. All right, what do we have? All right, what was this? They're still talking about AI, smart glasses. We've been hearing about those for freaking forever, right? We'll see. Apple Glass. I'm really intrigued if they come out with... I would love to have the budget on the channel to pick up whatever new model of... what are they called? Wow, Apple Vision Pro comes out. But I would hope it would be a little bit cheaper option, Apple Vision Air or something. Because I would love to try those out now that we're picking up steam here on the channel. I think that would be really fun to create some content around that. It's such like a weird topic, I feel. And you guys know we love Meta Quest 3 here, so. Right, so I might have mentioned this last week, but Terra Cafe is... I love the agency that we worked with for this company on the Terra TKO2 is great. I love them. Moxie is their name. And then I became fond of Terra Cafe as well. And then we have like a contact there, and this is like their new product, which basically what they've done is they've just shrunk it, made it a little more round, and then it only does espresso drinks. I mean, you can still do like a pour over, a drip of sorts, but they took away like the milk aspect, so there's no frother here. But honestly, I probably use the frother like once a month or less, so I'm sure they were listening to their audience and hearing like that's just a lot of extra hardware and stuff that could go wrong in these machines. Maybe we should make it a little more straightforward, and it looks nice. We keep joking on the channel, we're like, can we get them to send all 4 colors so we can all have one? I'm a huge sucker for that green. That looks sick. I don't know if I like it as an appliance, but the color looks awesome. I'd probably go black. I don't know. They all look so good. I want to try them all out. Anyway. Apple Vision Pro. Yeah. Yeah. Hunter brought them in. His friend had the Apple Vision Pro, and I got to put them on, but they're so like personalized. Like even like the face mounting, they like mount, like they create the mold to your face, which is interesting. So it was like a really strangely uncomfortable because it wasn't my face. And then there's only like guest mode, so there was only like a few things I could do. It's just like Apple to make a product though that's like so personal to you that like it's really hard to get away from it. And I see how they tried to do that with that device, which is fine. But I feel like unless you own one and it's made for you, it's hard to really experience the Apple Vision Pro. Yeah. You can't even like buy one used and then have Apple create the mold for your face or whatever, right? Can you all see? Yeah, you can still see that. I was worried with like my face and then like the chat if this would all show up well, but all right, let's move on. Oh, B-Link. I think I just clicked this because we're we talked about them last week, and we wanted to reach out. I'm really interested in like a mini PC. I don't know why, just like a Mac Mini, but a PC that I can like game on if that's like available. I don't know if that's available, but I don't even know what this article is about. But anyway. All right, I wanted to talk about Xbox a little bit because didn't they like say recently, or like there were theories that they weren't going to make like consoles anymore? It was just going to be like a PC basically that runs Xbox. But then they had their whole big campaign where it was like, this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. But it would be weird to me if they didn't make a console. Like, that's just strange. I'm not a huge gamer. I don't know a lot about this stuff, but I had the PlayStation 2 growing up, and then Microsoft doing Microsoft things. Yeah, I know. I had the PlayStation 2, and then from there, I got a Xbox 360 because all of my friends had Xbox back then, so I wanted to be able to play with them online. And then we just recently got the PlayStation 5 here at the studio. So I've always loved PlayStation more, but I didn't have one. Like, I just love their games, and I love story-driven games more than like Call of Duty and stuff. So that kind of checks out, I feel like, with PlayStation. But anyway, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm just excited to like see the new consoles, how they're like designed. I was following the guy who designed not this Xbox, but the one before it that was still like a flat box, and it was like white with all the holes in it. I was following him on Instagram for a long time before he even designed that, and I was like, what? Like, this guy I've been following designed the new Xbox, which was super cool. Anyway. Yeah, so this is what... Oh, a new HomePod Mini, new Apple TV... Apple Studio Display 2. I have heard about a new Apple Studio Display, which it's going to be so expensive again, but new iPad Mini. I'm interested to see how that looks. I would hope they would make it like thinner and like smaller bezels, at least. I mean, there's not much more you can really do to it, but we've just had the same. It's just been the same, you know what I mean? I'd love to see an update there. Entry-level iPad, Vision Pro 2. Code strings align, second generation to the M5. Dude, if they announce a Vision Pro 2 in September, that would be kind of wild. It would be cool to have Face ID on the iPad Mini. Yeah, it always makes you wonder, like, does Apple... I'm sure they're doing stuff on purpose, and I'm sure they leaked the iPhone Pro because Google did, and they're probably like, wow, the Google event's coming up, we should probably leak one of our devices so people don't run out and buy the Google Pixel. Oh, man, what a world we live in, you know? Where you have to, like, leak stuff to be a marketer. I don't know. It's exciting for us. By the way, did everybody see the Taylor Swift podcast? My wife, of course, made me watch it, and it was interesting. It was the Taylor show, basically, and I'm sure she gave them the questions to ask her, but I think this kind of ties in. She leaves, like, Easter eggs, like, everywhere, and she talked about it a little bit on that podcast, how I don't feel like she ever really talks about the act of leaving Easter eggs, but she's been leaving them for like a long time in various ways. It's always the Taylor show. Yeah, I know. Maybe Taylor Swift will be the next CEO of Apple. You know? But it was just interesting because she was talking about, like, maybe it was in an interview or something elsewhere where she was like talking about playing around with Easter eggs and like how far in advance could she plan Easter eggs. So like, she apparently gave a commencement speech at a college, and in her speech, she wrote like a ton of like lyrics and hints at an album that was going to be coming out. It was the Midnight's album. And then people found out, like, after it came out, they like went back and looked at the speech, and it was like so many Easter eggs like baked into that. And that is just so fun and so smart. I will always have mad respect for Taylor Swift. But that's not why we're here today, is it? It is not. Unless it is, which is cool too. I don't want this. Whatever. Steam Deck 2. I just saw this and was like, who knows if it's true, but before the end of 2026 is unlikely. Okay. Steam Deck video did really well on this channel, so whenever it pops up, I'm like, should we be looking at that? I'm sure there's so much tech and it costs so much money. But when certain videos do well, it makes me want to buy the next of that because it will probably do well. And if you all enjoy it, then let's talk about it, you know. She needs to do after the credits things on her albums. When you finish the song, it's over. There's an Easter egg for the next album. Well, so like that's what she did. Oh, I'm not showing my screen again. That's what she did for at the very end of her Eras tour, like the final concert. Usually at the end of the concert, she would walk like down steps and be gone from the show. But on the very last show, this orange door came down, and then she walked through the orange door, and it was an Easter egg to this new era for this new album that she announced on that podcast. And it's all like orange and green. So it was like kind of that, and after credits, after show video or whatever, to hint at the album coming up. And everyone was like, what does the orange door mean? All the Swifties out there. I do wonder, okay, the new AMD Magnus APU. So they want this jump to be substantial, which I think it should be. I think it's getting old, you know. Marketing genius. I know, we should hire her, you know, for the channel. See if she can help us out. Ooh, same media outlet. MetaQuest 4. Still relevantly new. Relevantly? Is that relatively? Wow. Unlikely to launch for 2027. Boo. I'm telling you right now, if we're still doing good as like a channel and as a team, I will buy the latest MetaQuest for the whole team because we need to keep having our meetings in VR. Anyway. Wow, lots of VR XR stuff. Project Muhan still coming this year. Okay. I wonder if that'd be of interest to pick that up and test it out. Another option is always just to buy something and send it back too, you know, just to get our hands on it and review it. I know I've always wondered if that's like frowned upon and such, but who knows? I don't know. This is Samsung's VR headset they've been working on. XR, it probably has pass-through or something. By the way, this ad here, Forever Spin, I'm sure you guys saw Inception, and ever since that movie, I've wanted to have one of those. I'm sure that's like, let's see. Let's click on their ad and waste their money, their marketing dollar. How much is it? Oh, only $270. Wait, this is the museum. Oh, okay, $66. $44 for aluminum. Wow, look at all these. Wait, you guys can't see these. You guys gotta remind me. These spinny tops are cool, and I've always wanted one. Look at all these different ones you can get. So expensive. I would want to get the base too, so that it wouldn't like fly off the desk. That'd be kind of cool. It would be cool to play. Like I've thought about different ways of doing like Pomodoro timers, which like this thing is so sick for it. So nice. But one thing I was doing for a while at my other job was I was putting a record on, and I was working until that side of the record ended, which was about 25 minutes, give or take. And then I would flip it. Like, I would take a 5-minute break, and then I'd flip it, and I'd work until the end of that side of the record played. So this would be kind of interesting. Like, I wonder if you, like, spin it and say, like, I'm going to do a sprint session on these emails, and, like, when the top stops spinning, I'll take a break or something. There you go, William. There's an idea for you. All right, what's next? We got a lot to get through today. Yeah, I know. All right, 20 reasons to wait for the iPhone 17. iPhone 17 Air, yeah, that's what I'm most excited for. Yeah, so they're getting rid of, I guess, the Plus model. What is this break you speak of? I don't take breaks. William, I know you're joking, but are you aware of the Pomodoro timer working method? If not, it's pretty cool, and I will tell you as soon as you answer me. All aluminum design. What have they been in the past? Steel frames. Okay, Pomodoro. You set a timer for 25 minutes. It's very simple. Set a timer for 25 minutes, and you just work. And you have like a list of tasks, and you just work until the timer goes off, and then you take a 5-minute break. Like, literally do whatever. Walk around, get a coffee, watch a YouTube video, whatever could be a good break for you. And once that timer's up for 5 minutes, you go back to 25 minutes. And it's apparently like 25 minutes is this like scientifically proven amount of time to use your brain, and then a 5-minute break is scientifically something. I don't know. I have done it before when I have like really tedious tasks, like set up a huge campaign for programmatic, which would take me like 2 hours. And I was like, dude, I don't want to. So then I just do Pomodoro, and you end up getting more done in less time, I have found, which is pretty cool. So there you go. Pomodoro timing method. Hey, we talking timers? Yeah, Craig. You want one? I'm not, well, then you can go buy one because I don't have one to give you. Yeah, talking timers. Why not? Do you have a fancy one, Craig, you would like to share with the group? This is mine. The time timer. Real cheap. Significantly redesigned camera. We will see. Give it a shot, William. Yeah. Give it a shot. New display sizes. I still am just waiting on the phone that has 0 bezels. You know, it'll be here at some point. But when it becomes that, then all phones will look the exact same. So, from the front at least. Well, now we have always on displays, so maybe that will advance too. And so the phone, the only way you can tell phones apart will be by the software that's running on them. I have heard that 120 hertz is coming to all models. In theory. Craig, no, I do not use timers. The Shifts app. Nice. Yeah, Craig, I was talking about the Pomodoro method, which I don't know if you were here for that, but you work for 25 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break. Work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. And you just keep doing that until whatever it is you need to get done gets done. Or if you have a task list of things. I was literally using it this morning, and I was cranking away through some stuff. It was great. Wi-Fi 7 chip, 48 megapixel telephoto lens. That was my when I first saw like renders of this like huge camera bump on the new iPhone. This thing, I was like, well, they've done that so that they can fit in like that sideways telescopic lens thing that everyone's been doing. Even this phone has it on there, right there, and they apparently broke through the PCB board. Is that what it's called? I don't know. To make that happen. So interesting. 8K video recording, because that's what we need. I need 8K videos of my dog running in slow motion, please. 24 megapixel selfie camera. Dude, I think I've probably taken 10 selfies in my life. 15. But by myself? maybe 10. With others, maybe a little bit more. I just like, that is not a thing. I used to take like the mirror pick when I was in middle school, you know, on my flip phone. Yeah, so cringy. What else? Scratch resistant, anti-reflective display, more memory, smaller dynamic island would be cool. A19 processor, new thermal design. Are they going to do reverse wireless charging though? I feel like in a phone that's already going to be kind of suffering with battery life, I don't know why they would do that. Who knows though? I could be very wrong. Especially I've heard in the Pro models are getting even thicker this year. Maybe to do some of that. Aren't there like new batteries too? There's like a new kind of battery that people are putting into smartphones, which maybe Apple's onto that. And I think it's the key to making really thin phones. So maybe the new Samsung Fold or whatever has it in there. No reverse wireless is kind of cheeky of Apple. Are you saying like the fact that they haven't implemented that is cheeky? Silicon carbon. Yeah, that's right. That sounds right. I trust you, Craig. I trust you. 256 minimum storage would be nice, you know? My thing is like I guess because I'm like a sucker for like iCloud, I've never had a problem with space on my phones. And maybe it's the minimalist in me or something. I don't keep a ton of apps on my phone. I don't know, but that has never been a complaint of mine. But I also use iCloud, so maybe that's the big rub for a lot of people, is they don't want to have to rely on that. So I don't know. Anyway, there you go. 20 reasons to wait for iPhone 17. I still say, I just want to like call it. It's going to be called iPhone 26. They're going to do away with 17. Plus 17 is a dumb number. Sorry if that's your favorite number. Like they should call it iPhone 26. If they're going to do it with the software, do it with the hardware like you always have, Apple. It's hardware and software working harmoniously together. Johnny Ive, one of my favorite lines. Oh, okay, so I saved this. Apple should be incorporating features like that, to be honest. I think the lack of infrequency of groundbreaking features in tech is what makes Apple bland for me personally. Yeah. It is weird how they went from like, here's innovation and you're going to use it. Very Steve Jobs. We're going to give you what you need and you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Like no ports and stuff like that with the old Macs and whatever. They went from like that to like, we're just going to chill and wait and see what works in the market and then perfect that and then we'll put it out. Which a part of me doesn't mind. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Apple, so I still need to make a video, and I ranted about it a little bit last week, but I would rather have a phone and a product that is like close to perfection than new but gimmicky and may or may not work well. So, because that allows me to focus on what I'm using that product for and not so much focusing like on if the product is going to work or how I can use the product and hopefully it doesn't fail me or things like that. So I don't know. I said it last week too. I made a video many years ago. Mini LED technology. That'd be cool. Sorry, got sidetracked. Many years ago about why I love Apple. And it was more about like in using Apple products as tools for creativity. So that was which I still feel really good about. It's crazy. It looks like they're gonna maybe incorporate 815, A16 chipset in Apple Studio Display. Is there one in the current? I'm using it. That's why I keep pointing. Is there a chipset in this one? I don't know. refresh rate up to 90 hertz. 60 is what it currently is. 27 inch, that'd be cool. I'd love 27 inch is what I have. They're thinking of 2 sizes and a 32. I'd love to have, I don't know. It took me a while. I came from 32 inches to the Apple Studio display, so I had to get used to the smaller display. I think I would probably go bigger again, honestly, because why not? 6K resolution. Maybe a more adjustable stand. You probably have to pay more for it, but everyone should have exactly 3 pairs of headphones. Guess what? I made a video kind of like this. Maybe last year. I just talked about open ear headphones and how they serve a very like specific use case, in my opinion. It is listening to background music. Period. That's my use case for open ear headphones. I still have the nothing ear opens, and I like to use them if I'm listening to background music. If I'm trying to listen to a podcast or like listen intentionally to content or something, open ear headphones in theory is good if like there's people trying to talk to you. But what I found was I'm listening to a podcast while doing dishes and I have open ears on, so if my kid comes up and talks to me, I can hear them. But I have to turn them up really loud to hear what is being said. And then my kid's talking to me, and even though they're open, the music is drowning out what the kid is saying. So like it doesn't really work. Now, if I'm listening to background music and I can make it a little bit quieter and I'm working in a warehouse or working on dishes or mowing or something, that makes sense to me. But for like podcasts or editing videos or things like that, you're going to need over ears, or I find like if I'm working in a coffee shop or something, AirPods in, blocking out sound is perfect. If I'm doing dishes, listening to background music, doing chores, open ears. If I'm working here like on content or videos or whatever, over ears. So there you go. I get what this person's getting at, and I agree. Just wanted to say. Oh, this was cool. Did you guys see this? Teenage Engineering created a PC case that is free. And that's all I know. I'm guessing it's not like legit free, like you can just go get one. I feel like you would need to buy something else maybe from them or something. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. It's already sold out. Like, is it just a marketing thing? I remember I went to a festival called Free Fest in college, and it was free, but you had to like hop on right at the time and like get your ticket. Kind of similar here. And it was just like the most random types of people were there. It was like kind of a nightmare. It was really rainy too, and like there was just mud all over. And when you were like waiting to get to a certain artist for their set to start, you'd have to like get in this like holding area, and it was like so crammed and tight and just raining and mud and like so many people on drugs and just like being violent and stuff. It was like kind of scary. People would just be like staring at you, and you'd just be like waiting on the show. So anyway, wow, what a tangent. What do we got? Oh, there's an app called Cassette, and I think I saw someone post about it on like Threads, but then apparently it's a bigger deal than I thought it was. It's not just like a random person. It lets you watch your videos through like a VHS filter, I think is kind of the gist here. Plays back videos in a format similar to VHS, making your iPhone videos feel more like old home recordings. I need to send this to my sister, actually. She loves that kind of thing. You virtually load one of the tapes laid out across the screen by selecting the years of videos you want to view. Videos are labeled with like handwritten stickers. Does it like automatically put a bunch of your videos together from over the year or something? Who's Davey? Devin Davies. Charlie Chapman. I don't know any of these. Recipe app Crouton. I guess he made that. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting and fun. Go grab it if you're into that kind of thing. Okay. This was announced, and I watched... I just saved it because I knew by the time we did this live stream it was going to be announced already. But the new drone. Nope. Did I save a new one? Doesn't look like I did. Anyway, Insta360. This was confusing because like in the videos I watched, no one mentions Insta360. They're all just like Antigravity made a drone and it's a new company. But then all of this stuff just say Insta360. So I guess it's like a partnership or something, or they bought them. I don't know. Anyway, it's exactly what I thought it would be, and what we talked about a few live streams ago, where it's a 360 camera mounted to a drone. So like, it doesn't really matter which way you're flying because you can just look around. I mean, the direction that you're going matters, but like, if you're flying forward and you look to the left and you want to fly left, you can just fly left. You don't have to turn the drone, I guess. But I was curious how they were going to do that because, like, obviously flying forward is probably the fastest way you can fly. So I think what the gist I got is there's like a box in your field of view, and that is like the main direction of the drone. So whichever way that box is pointing in your field of view is the front of the drone per se. So, which is what I thought they would do, but I'd love to try it. I'm not a huge drone person, but I feel like this would be, like they were kind of saying in the video I saw, the closest thing to like feeling like you're flying. Which would be interesting. Also the goggles, I need to find, let me just find it. Anti-gravity drone. The goggles have a screen on the front of them, and then people can see what you're seeing. This screen right here. It's crazy. Can I just see the product maybe? Yeah, so this is a screen. So if anyone's standing in front of you, they can see what you're seeing on there, which is super interesting. But it's kind of wild. I was reading like they had to configure the propellers in a certain way, like staggered, because the camera would be blocked otherwise. And I did notice in some of like the clips, you'll see like little like weird wonky things where like the cameras are crossing over and creating a weird kind of line. What up, Jay? How you doing, man? It was great talking to you the other day, by the way. Yesterday? It was yesterday. Pre-production unit to help them get feedback for development. For what? For this? The drone? You should do it, dude. I'm not such a huge drone fan, but that looks so small. I feel like that's not. Hey, Mark Gilroy, you made it. What time is it there? 6:51, something like that. You've never messed with drones before? I mean, I have. I've owned 3 or 4 drones. My boss has used one for business content, and although a bit noisy. Yeah, no, I mean, they make great content, and it's a lot of fun. It's just like, I don't know. Most of the filming we do is here in the studio. We've used one for like e-bike reviews. We literally reviewed one recently, the Atom 2 from Potensic. This is interesting, and I kind of agree with what everyone's saying. Like, this might just change the way drones start getting produced, because like, it's hard to go back from this. Now, that said, having a better main camera makes a lot of sense too, but maybe drones will just start having both. You know, you'll have a nice main front camera, and then you'll have the ability to also look around, also just to like be aware, like when you're up there, like, oh snap, look at that waterfall, and then you can kind of turn your attention. So I don't know, this might be like a new angle for drone creation for companies. Futuristic space goggles. Yeah, I mean, look at them. I mean, it's literally like VR goggles. You're able to look in any direction you want while in the sky. It's wild. And then, like I said, like there's a screen on the front so that this kid can watch what you're looking at. Oh, it's so awkward though. Can they not do that? Whoa, mister. Is that what you're seeing? Whoa, look at those little landing gear. That's cute. Payload detection. Do people strap stuff to their drones often? I guess like if you strapped a GoPro to it or something. I don't know. Ah, Mark, I'm so happy you're here, pal. So anyway, that was a thing. And then is this actually it? The O4 Air unit? I know there's like the whole community of like sports droners who fly these crazy like homemade. Oh, this one. I remember this. Yeah. Kind of wild. Just so... What are these ads? Just so teeny and bare bones. Anyway, I don't know. iFlyTech AI Note 2. Yeah, they reached out, and I think we might work with them on this. It looks nice. It's like quite a bit bigger. Yeah. By the way, Hunter and I were doing research on iFlyTech. And either they or their parent company is like a $20 billion company or something. Which we were like, what? So yeah. Kind of insane. But I mean, it's got all like the good stuff. 300 PPI, 10.65 inch. Right? Sometimes I get confused with all of these e-ink devices. There's so many of them. Haven't droned in a while, but this really caught my eye. Gotta be worth a collab. Yeah, man. I mean, if they'll send us one, I'd love to fly it around. Of course. Anyway, I think I just did that because I know that we'd been talking to them about doing a review. So
if I was a beginner home barista looking for my first...
The La Pavoni. You guys know I have a special place in my heart for coffee. So whenever I see new coffee things, I don't know why it's a video. I don't know. Hello, Vic. How you doing? Welcome in, as they say. I've been looking at these new Honda cars. I'm really set on the next vehicle, which I've talked about before, but I don't know, man. These look so wild. They look very in the same world as Cybertruck to me. You know what I mean? Like, not quite, but like that next to a Cybertruck would totally be in like a cyberpunk photo. I mean, this looks cyberpunk, So hybrids. I've been hearing a lot of talk about like, not EVs. Hybrids are still where it's at. And I know like for a lot of people, just as like a general cautionary, like if you run out of charge, you are stranded. If you run out of gas, you can get gas. Like someone can bring you gas. Or like if you just have kind of like a gas backup or something. Obviously your range is a lot longer. But carbon neutrality. Honda. I feel like my family owned so many Hondas. I like that logo. Kind of. I mean, it's an H, but what else does it look like? The hood of a car? I don't know. Also just kind of looks like a weird butterfly or something, Who knows? I don't even know why I saved that article. Bose portable Bluetooth speaker. I just thought this looked cool. I thought the design was pretty nice. This is very much the setting that it would be in, you know. I'm a huge fan of Marshall speakers just because, can you all see Marshall speakers? Because they look good, period. Like just sitting there, it's like, whoa, is that an old speaker or something? Or like, do you plug your guitar into that? And I think more Bluetooth speakers, even if they're portable, should look nice. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I've been thinking about getting like speaker monitors for the desk. We've had a few companies reach out wanting to send us some. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like I either have headphones on or like I have the studio display, which obviously doesn't have the best speakers in the world, but it sounds fine, especially for the type of content viewing I do. Like I'm not doing music production or anything, but I don't know, I'm still interested in the concept of having some nicer monitors on the desk. So there's a thought. Oh, Pebble time. Yeah, I think we've talked about this in the past, but this was the first smartwatch I owned, Pebble, and it was so cool, man. I was working at a bookstore at my college, and I thought this was so sick. And then, funny story, well, you guys can't see what I'm looking at again because I'm the worst. Pebble time. Then I saw an article like today about the Motorola 360, Moto 360 smartwatch, which is what I owned after the Pebble. And it was saying like it was one of the best smartwatches ever. And like I owned it for like a month before the Apple Watch Zero came out, and then I got that. But I just thought that was funny. It was like this full circle thing this morning, kind of in a weird way, in my internet browsing. But I haven't ordered one of these. It would be fun as a throwback, but like, I don't know. Should I get one? Should we get one for a review on the channel? I'm sure now they're like back ordered or whatever. Like it would be a long time before I'd get one. I miss it though. It's so good. What is this?
I just realized that I blend completely into the background. Anyways, the pebbles that are designed.
Remember this guy, huh?
Pebble OS.
I remember watching his videos in the old days.
Polish, but we're know if we are going to be able to make this just with screws or whether we've made.
I love that he like bought back his company and is doing his thing.
It's just the watch and this. Let's talk about that with.
I am interested to see how they're gonna like innovate. Like after this, they're definitely gonna get a little community who loves it, and it's the perfect time to release this with all the dumb phone stuff going on. But I don't know, man. I'm interested. It might flop. I feel like it might flop. I'm hoping it doesn't, but okay. Here's the thing. I want to at some point, and it's gonna happen, right? Obviously, where like everything I need is on my phone, so I don't have to carry around keys. I don't have to carry around my wallet. I can pay for stuff on my phone. I can start my car with my phone. I can unlock a smart lock at the studio or my house with my phone. I can have my ID on my phone. That's why I wanted to share this, because more and more states are doing this kind of thing. So that will be an interesting day. I would love my EDC to be like a phone and a watch. Dude, that's another thing. Like, it's a dumb complaint because I get to like buy smartphones and review them. But like having two smartphones is hard because I have keys and a wallet, and I don't like using my back pockets. And especially having these, they got to be in one pocket, and they're going to be scratching either my main phone or whatever phone I'm reviewing. So I need to figure out at least a key situation. I've tried so hard. Like I only have 3 keys. My house key and the 2 studio keys that I need to have. If I could get rid of those, that'd be sick. Anyway, how much stuff do you guys keep on you? How many keys do you have would be a better question. All right, the Kindle Scribe is the only, as far as I know, is like one of the only big e-ink players that I haven't looked into. And I know Kindle's getting a lot of bad press for making it so you can't download your books from Kindle that you've bought. If you lose said phone, it's a good point, Craig. Yeah, I don't know. I think another thing, Craig, is like for me, I live in Roanoke, Virginia, and in fact, my barber just moved to this street, and so my daughter's school is very close to this street. My house is right off of this street. My old job is on this street. The studio is on this street. Now my barber is on this street. Our grocery store is on this street. And I promise Roanoke has like 100,000 people-ish. So we're not like a one-stop like town. I'm just saying my whole life is here. So for me to like lose my phone would suck. But then I have to find my phone. Or I know someone very close who could like come charge my phone if I ran out of charge. Or my wife is very close if she needed to bring me a key. But for like someone in a city or something, that could be like a bigger deal. Okay, Mark. Orbit key holder. I know. And I've actually owned 2 of those kinds of things. The first one was metal, which was just my first introduction into that like key thing. The second one was from the Exter brand, I think was their name. And it kept breaking. Like it broke. They sent me another one and it broke. And it's because like the screw was like so thin that would go in between the keys. So I'd love to try the Orbit key one if it's a little more substantial and sturdy. You'll have to let me know. I should just buy one. I do like the way that those look as well. And I hate this sound. I don't know why I haven't bought one yet. I'm a dummy. Anyway, this, to be honest with you, looks kind of terrible. How sunken in the screen looks. Maybe it's a good thing I haven't tried this out. I mean, even, is this the books? Yeah. Looks way better. We're almost done here. Whew, I'm getting tired. My voice is getting a little scratchy. AirPods Max 2. I mean, what would be the biggest changes for these? Did you see the Orbit Key Nest V2? Looks really interesting. Orbit Key Nest. No, but Orbit Key reached out to me. Did they? I never owned this. Is this the original one, I guess? It's cool. I like the idea of a hard shell tech pouch. Orbit Key Tote. Let me check this out. Yeah. They reached out to me about reviewing this, which I'm not a tote guy, but it looked pretty dope, so I'm excited to check that out. I think it was Orbit Key. So anyway, I have an in. Maybe I should just reach out about getting some of that other stuff sent over. At least the key holder. Leather one for almost 6 years. Oh, dang. Okay. Well, I'm sold. The idea of tech organizer with a wireless charging top is neat. It is. It's very true. I saw you did a video on Remarkable Tablet, and I was going to say other brands to look into would be like Books. Books is apparently way more open to software. Yeah. Yeah. I actually did a review of Books. The Books Note 3C. Air 3C. I think is what I did. Which I liked it. I think I sent it to Ben, actually, my editor. If you're still on, I don't know, Ben. But, Yeah, I don't know. Books is definitely cool. For sure. I think they're one of the top dogs, in my opinion. I also, like, you guys know I love, like, design, and I just think their aesthetic is, like, a place of, like, professional meets good design. So it's like this crossover between, like, an executive would use this and also a creative, which is an interesting, and I think it's, like, very present in their design language, which is kind of cool. So anyway, I think books is, it's not my favorite, but they definitely have got it going on, if you know what I mean. Oh, hey, Ben. Sorry. Orbit Key Nest V2. Orbit Key Nest V2. There we go. Why didn't I just click on that? I'm a dum 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 ba dum dum ba dum dum. How does it work? Do you plug it in, or does it have a battery pack? Okay, you plug it in. That's still really cool, though. I like that. I guess you could just make the argument you just plug it in your phone. But I guess it's nice to be able to, like, pick it up and put it down kind of thing. It's nice. I actually really like that a lot. I have found I want to go to, like, coffee shops and work more. Like, I have, like, a longing to do work in coffee shops because I love doing that, or, like, in libraries. But it's just so nice here at the studio, and I'm paying for it, so. AirPods Max 2, gonna be a new chip, new color. That'll be it, yeah. Yeah, no, the case will stay around for, like, way too long. And we won't get a redesign for years, probably, right? Like, I don't know if there'd be a way for them to make them lighter. That's been, like, the only other big thing I've heard about them is just how heavy they are. X Pen made a tablet that imitates e-ink, but is actually an LCD screen, which I think e-ink people don't like. X Pen? X Pen? X Pen. Oh, yeah. I'm aware of this. I do think it's geared more towards, like, Wacom tablet users. It's more of that kind of vibe, I feel. So, like, artists, more so than paper note takers. Yeah, I mean, look at all of this kind of stuff. It'd be interesting to try, though. I mean, you could, like, be drawing a beautiful image and then play some video games. Do they try to, like, imitate the paper feel, though? Is this the one where you can, like, push the button and then the screen goes, like, black and white? Or is that a different brand I'm thinking of? Because I'll say, too, FedEx is here. I wonder what they're dropping off. I'll say, too, the Daylight computer, which we've talked about a lot, me and Ben. Wow. Computer. Theirs is not e-ink, but they say it's a paper-like screen, but it's an LCD that they've just kind of layered. I don't remember what you can see it here. I mean, it looks like paper, but apparently they got in a lot of trouble for saying paper-like or like e-ink-ish, which is interesting. They're still really interesting to me. I thought a super interesting thing is what you see right here too. Their cases are like knit cases, but it's basically just Android with a skin layered over top of it, which meh. Press the button and it changes. Yeah, okay. I love it's like PUBG. Okay. Partnership. It's interesting. I mean, it looks really nice, and I do love that the pen is kind of flat-ish and it lays in this little groove. That's kind of cool. I'm kind of on board with having like a place to hold your e-ink tablet. I know a lot of people don't like that. And with Apple, they went the whole route of like you can hold the screen and nothing will happen. TCL also makes a paper-like tablet. TCL. I think I've seen that one too, buddy. Next paper tablet. Huh. Weird. So this is even more like along the lines of like just an Android tablet that can resemble paper. It looks really vibrant. I've also always wanted to try Android tablet of some sort. Oh, cool. Look, there you go. That's cool. Color paper. Huh. That's interesting. For sure. All right. Anyway, daylight's interesting. For sure. I mean, look at that. Looks like she's just holding a piece of cork. Which, by the way, keep getting distracted. Craig Hill. Have you guys heard of them? I want to work with them. I want to be friends with them. They have this series on Instagram where they take like commoditized... Well, this is kind of their company. They take commoditized objects like scissors and they just like think through what's wrong with scissors and they try to like make them better. And so like they have like a let's see. First of all, the reason I thought of them, let me just move this so you can see it. This cloud tray for your keys, they redesigned, made out of cork for like all these different reasons. Like they had some really nice trays that they liked, but they were like wobbly, and when you drop your keys they were super loud, and sometimes you would throw your keys into them and they would just fly off the edge. So like they wanted something a little more grippy, something that wouldn't be loud, something that wouldn't tip and wobble around, so like they get a cork version. So like they have a series on Instagram where they like they're in their reels, they just go over that kind of stuff. And they have like this, like come on, think about like a key ring, how you have to like get your nail in there and like just turn the key on it. They created this that has a little tiny lip on it. Can you see it? No, you can't. It has a little tiny lip, so you just like put the key on there and then it just slides right in, which is super cool. And if you need to take the key off, you just put your fingernail under that little lip and pull it apart. So anyway, I think they're really cool, and they're just taking like these essential items and reworking them, and I want to be their friends. Even with like the wine key, like the reason it has that like little I don't know, this little like angle is because of like the added leverage you get. It's just cool hearing them talk about like the thought process of why they did things. So anyway, they've got spinning tops too. I just think they're really cool. So I wanted to show that to you guys. Show it to you guys. Craig Hill. There you go. Okay. We're almost done. Let's see. What do we have? That was it. We did it. Thank you all. We could probably chat. If you have any questions for me. Wow, it's been like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm excited because more and more people are joining these. And I just want there to be more community around this channel. I've said it before, like the reason I started this live stream. Thanks, Ben. Been on a roll, dog. I started this live stream because a lot of my subscribers subscribe because they are looking up a review of iPhone 3 and they find my review and they're like, oh, that was a good review or whatever, or I liked it for some reason. I'm going to subscribe to him, but they're not necessarily interested in like other stuff that we're doing on the channel. So like if there's a way we can kind of come together and make it more of a community, and I want to hear your feedback too. Like the fact that you guys said all of these other products, that gives me an idea of like maybe I should go try out the TCL tablet. Like that's exciting too, finding out new tech from you guys and what you're interested in and what you would like to see reviewed is super helpful for us. And I think that also helps this become more of like a community environment where like I'm not just making videos on tech that I love, but like I'm finding out about new tech that you all love, and I can maybe get a hold of that and I don't know, give my thoughts on it. So I appreciate you being on these live streams. Invite your friends. Come back next week every Friday at noon. I literally look forward to it all week. It's kind of funny. So thank you all. I'm going to go rest my voice now. And yeah, that'll do it for episode 5 of the Friday Tech Talk, which we still haven't come up with a better name. So maybe that's just going to be what it is. But if you have any ideas, drop them in the chat. Thank you all so much. Look at all this. You guys, and making friends in the comments too. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, we've got 2 videos a week for like till mid-September booked up. So keep an eye out for new content, and literally can't thank you all enough. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Yeah, you too, Mark. Thanks for popping in. Thanks, Jay. I want to just say thanks to everyone. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Vic. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, William. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Jeff. This is wild. This is like making me so happy. I hope I didn't miss anyone. If I did, you can let me know. See you, William. Yeah, have a good weekend, everybody.